the 22nd day of the 8th moon in the lunar calendar. It was an auspicious day for a wedding. The day had been chosen by the parents of the boy that my sister was getting married to. The red chai key, a piece of red rectangular cloth, was hung over the main frame of the main door to usher in good luck, and a pair of lanterns with the words double happiness, symbolizing wealth, longevity, and prosperity, were also hung. It also indicates to the people who are passing that something important or joyous was about to happen in the home. There was an air of festivity and excitement all round, and my mother, whom I call Nya, she was bursting with pride, organizing and telling people what to do to prepare for the wedding. I was only 10 years old and wondered what all the fuss was about. But Nya explained to me that for us Nyonyas, young Peranakan ladies, marriage preparation begins the minute we can serve, or tombo, which is to pound, or to sew. Mainly it means beautiful embroidery. When my brother-in-law showed an interest in my sister, his family sent a matchmaker to our home to check that everything was well. Satisfied, the couple's birth dates were then referred to the Chinese almanac for divine compatibility. And after that, the preparations began. A few days before the wedding, the bridal chamber was being dressed, the bed receiving the most attention. There were ladies going in and out, carrying decorative ornaments and beautifully embroidered beddings and tassels. I wanted to go in and take a look, but was not allowed to. The day before the wedding, it was even more curious, because the ladies carried in lemongrass, a plant, and a comb of bananas, and a few trays which I didn't know what was on it. Now, I hung around the door to take a look. I wanted to have a peep inside and waited for an opportunity. When luck was on my side, suddenly there was a great commotion at the main door, and that drew all the ladies out. The room was left empty and the door wide open. Quickly I took the chance and went inside and looked around. It looked grand and impressive, and I saw things on the bed. So quickly I went onto the bed and took a look. A beautiful ciré box, betel leaves with its condiments inside, and a tray with white handkerchief. Then I rolled over to the other side, and I looked down beneath the bed, and there they were, the plant, the lemongrass, and the comb of bananas. I heard footsteps coming. Quickly I hopped off the bed and went outside and hung around and pretended I was just looking in. The ladies, they brought in a boy of about 4 years old, and they carried him onto the bed and told him to roll around 3 times. After that, they carried him off, and then they left the room. Nya walked into the room and shooed everybody out, and then she locked the door. Nya, what was that about? The boy rolling on the bed? Nya explained to me that the room, the bridal chamber, had been cleansed and all things representing fertility had been put in place. The bed had been kept clean for the boy to roll on, so that in the hope that the first newborn would be a boy. And then she walked off. Oops! Dare I tell her that I had been on the bed just before the little boy? Fear gripped me. But I thought to myself, I don't want to spoil her day just yet. And so I kept the secret in my burdened heart. The next day, the actual day of the wedding, I was woken up very early. It was still dark, to watch my sister go through the hair combing ceremony. It marks her transition from a child to an adult. She was led to the center of a circle of implements, daily implements, and toiletries, and she sat on a little rice measure. These implements were used to circle her face, signifying all the virtues of her conduct. Nya told me that for us Nyonyas, we have to have a pure heart with patience and honesty. Did she already know that I had done something wrong, that there was a secret? I really wanted to talk to her. I really wanted to tell her what was in my heart. I needed her assurance that everything will be all right. But my mother needed to lead my sister back into her bridal chamber to put on her headdress and her wedding garment and wait for the groom to come. So I went to my room and waited. The groom's arrival was marked by a clanging of cymbals and a page boy and a girl in leading the procession. He was then led to the door of the bridal chamber to unveil my sister. When he lifted the veil, I almost couldn't recognize her with the headdress and so much makeup. Suddenly, a pang of guilt ran through me. I hope I haven't spoiled anything for them. Then the couple walked into the room and they had their first meal together, and they came out together as what we would call today man and wife. I wanted them to leave quickly because I needed to talk to my Nya. My heart was just bursting. But the couple walked to the altar, and then they paid respect to the gods, and then they paid respect to the ancestral tablets, and then to my parents, and then to all the elders one by one who were at my home. It seemed like a very long time, but finally it was over, and then they left for the groom's home. Quickly I walked into my mother's bedroom looking for her. I saw her sitting there in an armchair, resting, tired from all that rushing around. I walked straight up to her, dragging my feet, and then I spilled the beans. I could see the disappointment slowly creeping her whole face. And then I could see her holding her anger in. She then sat up, pulled her face close to mine, and said, "Never, never tell anyone what you've just told me while I'm still alive. Understand?" The cold, steely voice plunged right into me. I was afraid. I nodded my head and I ran into my own room and cried. Later that afternoon, the couple came back for the all-important tea ceremony. It was meant to be a funny and happy occasion, for the couple would have to offer tea on bended knees to all the elders. And while they knelt down, they had to wait to listen to all the advice that was given to them by the elders. And many times, the advice was crude, causing laughter all around. But I could see that Nya's face and her mood was very much affected. She didn't even want to look at me. However, I have to say that many years on now, my sister has had a beautiful life. She's got 4 children who love and care for her very much. The first 3 are girls, and the last one a boy. Coincidence or my doing?